guys, it's Neil again from Heart of Texas Armory, and today I want to do a video review and overview of these two new red dots from Holosun. So these are actually going to be what Holosun calls their military grade red dot. And the names of these two are going to be here on the left. You'll see with the solar cell. This is going to be the HS515CM, and the one next to it here that does not have a solar cell is going to be the HS515GM. Now the M in those names is signifying that these are the military grade versions of the 515 series. The C in this one here with the solar cell, and the G again with the side mounted battery compartment that is toolless. Compared to the solar one here, you'll notice you do need a little screwdriver to access the battery compartment. However, you do get the solar cell. So again, these are two new red dots from Holosun, and I really like them. I think that they've really made an awesome red dot here. The build quality is a step above what you're going to normally see from Holosun. Now, Holosun has had the 515 series for a while now, but these two new ones here, the fit and finish, as in the how they're built, the quality of them, the anodizing quality, all the components are basically upgraded. So I think these are going to be really good sellers for Holosun. One, they're priced right, and two, you're getting a lot of red dot for your money. So these are going to be priced around $300 or so, and you can go to my website, www.heartoftexasarmory.com, and you can view these optics on my web store, and you can actually purchase them there, and you can see the prices. But I will mention, if you email me at neil@heartoftexasarmory, I will give you a $30 off coupon code for either one of these red dots. Just email me and I'll give you that coupon code. You can add it onto your cart there, and you'll save yourself $30. So definitely contact me if you want to save $30 on these really cool red dots. So what makes these special? So let's move these over a little bit here, and we'll take a look at the specs you get with these red dots. So you should be seeing the specs pop up right now on the left-hand side of your screen. Some of the main advantages to this red dot, or the upgrades I should say, you'll probably immediately notice that the material that these are built out of is stepped up to 7075 aluminum. So that is some high-grade aluminum. Probably the strongest aluminum formula you can find any type of firearms accessory built out of. That is the same material that your AR-15 uppers and lowers are going to be made out of. So this is very durable stuff. Most red dots are going to be built out of 6061, which is also very strong, but stepping up to the 7075 is a big upgrade. You'll probably also notice that the IPX rating is IPX8, and that is a big upgrade too, as most of your Holosuns are going to be IPX7. So the difference there with the IPX8, you're looking at pretty much basically these red dots will be waterproof. You could basically submerge this for prolonged periods of time and not have water enter any of the electronics or into the lens. So all of these surfaces are beefed up and upgraded. So all your seals, your O-rings, any type of the seal they use when they insert the lens, all these spots have been upgraded over your standard models to reach that IPX 8 rating. So that's a definite big upgrade. Now your electronics and all that, as in the actual LED emitter, that's going to be the exact same basically as your other 515 and most of your other Holosun red dots. So what that is, if I bring a box in here, you're going to get the two reticle choices with these. So let's see if we can get that to focus. I'll bring this up a little closer here. So you can see here, you have two options of reticles with these. So you've got a 2 MOA dot, and it's a very crisp dot. It's well done, one of the best dots on the market here. So you have that option, or you can run with the 2 MOA with 65 MOA circle around it, like an EOTech style. And I really like that style of reticle. That's the one I prefer to use on most of my red dots. One, you get the 2 MOA dot, but you also get that 65, which is great for close-up, home defense situations or something like that when you need to when you have to acquire your target quickly and fire. So you do get the really nice reticles that you get on the 515 series. These two new ones, of course, are going to have that as well. So looking at these optics, let's just kind of let you take a look at them here so you can see the build quality. I mentioned that everything has basically been upgraded over the other 515s, and that is definitely true. Immediately here, hopefully you guys can tell on this video here, I can definitely tell in person the anodizing and the fit and finish on these is a lot higher quality than their standard 515s. Just the overall look of it, the uniform color, there's no machining marks anywhere on this. It's just basically a better fit and finish with these two optics over the standard 515s. So that's a definite advantage. You'll notice too that the electronics controls here have been upgraded. So that's part of your IPX8 rating. This has been beefed up in here so you have no chance of water ever entering into the electronics. You'll notice too that the turrets, look at the protected turrets here. Just wow, I mean, that is so beefy. In fact, the turret is almost completely protected from the front and back. The only way you could damage this turret is if it took a side impact, and even then it's protected here by the housing and then some here. But that is a lot of material that protects your turrets, and that is the area that you could possibly damage on a red dot. These things are built so strong that really your turrets are going to be one of the most vulnerable spots. So this particular optics, these ones with the military grade upgrades, your turret is basically fully protected. Now let me get this cap onto one of these here and we'll listen to the clicks so you can hear how they sound. I'll be quiet for just 1 second. So just like all the Holosun optics, that the feel is really good. It's very tactile. It's audible. It's very well done. Now you'll also notice that on these you get the flip down covers, and they are excellent. They just fit perfectly on there. They click in really nice. They're just really well thought out. They kind of have like a rubber overmold over them, so they really click in really nice. They work really good. They're not difficult to pop down like some of the other Holosun optics. So I think these lens covers are some of the best I've ever seen on a red dot, and you'll notice too that they are see-through. So that is a huge advantage. So you could actually leave these on, leave these clipped up, and still look through your optic. And they're actually glass, so it's not a plastic. You can see that reflection there. That is an actual glass lens on the front and back. So when you look through this, it's basically crystal clear. It's very, very impressive. You'll notice too that these come with kill flashes. So a kill flash, if we let the camera focus here, is that honeycomb pattern item in there. And what that does is it basically diffuses the light so you don't get no reflection back. You can see how that works. They are removable. You can unthread that out if you want to remove it. But this is a military style optic, so it makes sense in this application. Now, let's take a look at the reticle. So you'll see, let me see if I can get this to focus a little better. All right, guys, hopefully that's clear enough where you can see it. I'll probably have another video pop up showing the reticle in better focus, but this will give you a general idea. So you can see it's turned on here, and you'll notice that it is on the 65 MOA with the 2 MOA circle. So it's a very crisp reticle, easy to pick up. Your brightness settings are adjusted here on the top, on the GM, on the side, on the CU, because you do have that solar cell on top, so those are mounted on the side, but they behave basically the same. So let's cycle through some of these modes. So up and down on the plus buttons there increases intensity. This is on the highest setting here. It is extremely bright. I don't really see a need for this. You can see it's so bright you're getting some of that red reflected back at you there. So really not needed, but let's go back to a usable mode, which about right there, which is about a 7, and that is your default setting on these optics. So that's going to be very usable. In fact, anything down to like 4, even 3 is usable in most daylight situations. Your lowest 2 settings are going to be night vision compatible, which is nice. So Definitely well thought out. Now, if you want to adjust it just to the 2 MOA dot, you hold down the minus button for 3 seconds. So I'm holding it down, and you should see that swap over. There we go. We've dropped off the 65, and we're just running the 2 MOA. So very easy to use. If you want to switch it back, just hold it down again. There we go. We switched it. Now, if you want to manually turn this off, you just push both buttons at the same time, and you'll see the optic shuts right off. Turn it back on, either button, plus or minus, will turn it on. Easy to actuate these buttons, easy to feel, even in a low light situation, you can feel because you can see there you have the plus and minus embossed into that rubber section here, so you can actually feel it at night. So very, very well thought out. Now, another advantage with these, just like all the Holosuns, they have their auto shut off and auto on feature. It's based off a motion sensor. It works really good, and it's one of the best technologies that's come out in the last 5 years for these type of red dots. Most of you guys know how that works now, but in case you didn't, what it's going to do on default is after 10 minutes, basically, if it senses no motion, so if you set your rifle in a gun safe or put it in your closet or something like that, or in a corner in a bedroom, after 10 minutes of no motion, the optic will automatically power down. And then the instant it senses motion, it powers right back on for you. So what a great technology. Now, by default, like I mentioned, it's set at 10 minutes, but you can adjust that. You just go into the settings, and you can find out how to do that in the manual. It's not hard to do, but you can have it shut off after 10 minutes of no motion, after 1 hour, after 12 hours, or you can fully disable it if you wanted to, just to have it basically on. But that's an incredible technology. I love that. Now, speaking of technology, the battery life on these, being an LED emitter, you're looking at least 50,000 battery life hours. That's probably going to be prolonged past that, since you have that auto on and auto shut off feature. Now, that 50,000 is rated with the 2 MOA dot. If you run with the 65, the battery life is slightly lower. It's still at a very impressive 20,000 battery life hours. That is basically years worth of battery life. So this thing will run just about, you'll never have to worry about this thing dying on you. If it does get low on battery, it will blink the emitter. The reticle will blink to let you know you are low on battery. But again, this thing potentially could have well past 50,000 battery life hours, because it's going to shut off. That rating is basically if you turned it on and left it on, is how long it would last. Now, the solar cell version, which is the CM version, even when the battery dies, it's going to still be able to power the optic because of that solar cell. And just like their other solar technology optics, it will run off of the solar cell when there's enough light, and when there's not, it will pull from the battery. So again, this one will even have better battery life than the GM. But wow, that's a great technology. So I think it's an excellent optic. It's a little heavier than some of the other red dots, but having that, for instance, like that 7.1 ounce weight, it's going to be about 1 ounce to 2 ounces heavier than some of your smaller red dots, but that weight is put to good use because this is so durable. This optic is here. Both of these are going to compare very well against the SIG Romeo 4 series. I would probably still prefer the Romeo 4 series because I just like the overall look of them a little better, but these two optics from Holosun compare very well. They're very similar, so they basically are neck and neck. Again, the Holosun might be a few bucks cheaper, particularly with that coupon code. So if you're in the market, if you're looking at the Romeo 4 series, you should definitely check out this one too and compare the two. What else do we want to talk about? Let's just kind of show you some features of this here on the solar cell version. You'll notice that is your battery compartment here. It is accessed by screws here. Both optics have a QD lever, which works very well, very durable. I'll bring it in a little closer so you can see how that works. Let my camera focus again. Hopefully you guys can see that little hook there that is spring actuated. You can probably see it moving right there. And that little hook is what catches over the top of the lever. You can see that little ledge right there. And when it clicks into place, it locks that lever, so the lever is not going to open without you pushing this button here first. So it works really good. You adjust the tension by opening or closing that screw there. It's a Torx screw. But wow, what a well thought out optic. You can see it says Holosun machined nicely into the body there. Just a very high quality optic, guys. Again, if you're interested in one of these, definitely check out my website and use that coupon code. Contact me by email and I'll give you one. Now, we've taken a look at the optic here. What we'll do next is take a look at the box and see what you get when you order one of these, and also the manual. So if you're not interested in that, go ahead and close this video out. But if you do want to see what you get in the box and also take a look at the manual, be sure to stick around and I'll show you those. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back here so we can take a look at the packaging that you can expect when you order one of these Holosun optics. So this is pretty much the standard and typical packaging you get with Holosun. So it's really a utilitarian style box. It's not real flashy. It's not the most highest quality of boxes or packaging, but again, they're saving you some money by going with this design and putting that money you save directly into the optic. So this is your standard box you're going to get with a Holosun. So what you got is a paper sleeve. You can see how that works. This is paper sleeve over a plastic box here. So you can hear it is a plastic box. So it is a strong box. So when you're getting these shipped from me or wherever you order from, it's going to hold up to any type of shipping. So definitely it's robust. So here's a look at the front of the box here. You'll notice it has the model number, the picture. It has the type of reticles that you'll have. As I rotate this around on the side, you'll see it is marked Holosun Technologies there on one side and holosun.com on the other. And then just your SKU number here. On the side here, we've got some basic information, so I will set the box here so you can take a look at those. It's pretty much everything we've talked about. Just the highlights of the optic, some of the the materials used, like the 7075, the battery life, and etc. So let's go ahead and slide this sleeve off this optic and take a look at it. So again, marked Holosun on the top there. We'll lift the lid off. You'll see how that works. It's got a nice foam section there on the top to protect your optic. We'll set those over the side. You'll notice immediately you're going to have a manual, and it's going to be protected in this little baggie here. So we'll get that out of the way, and we'll look at that in more detail here in a minute. You'll notice here is where your battery is going to be. So it's also going to be protected inside a little Ziploc baggie. It'll be inside that slot there. And we've got a Torx screw here, or Torx tool, for adjusting the tension on your QD release. So they do provide you with a Torx tool. And we'll get the optic out. And you'll notice it is cut out of some high quality foam here, so it's really protected well. It's not going to be moving around during the shipment process, so it's well protected. You do have a little lens cloth here also, and of course your little moisture packet here. So that's kind of a look at what you'll get when you order one of these optics. Again, it's not the highest quality of packaging, but it certainly gets the job done. All right, guys, and next up, we're going to zoom in a little bit and take a look at the manual in more detail. I'll be right back. All right, guys, we're zoomed in a little bit so we can take a look at this manual in a little more detail. We'll flip through it here. You'll notice right here on the front, you do have two color choices with this optic. So currently, right now, the black's the only one I'm able to get for you guys, but I'm assuming soon that the FDE version that they call Desert Sand will be available. But that's cool that they're going to have two different color choices. So we'll start flipping through the manual here. So you've got, of course, starting with your basic information. So it tells you basic information about your optic. Y'all can pause the video at any time to read this in more detail. I'll just quickly flip through this so we don't spend too much time. Again, more basic information, picture of the how the lens cap work, kill flash. Here is a description of the lens, why it is actually mounted on an angle, which we've shown in the actual overview of the optic earlier. Here are your features for this optic, so y'all can take a look at that. Pretty much everything we've already talked about, but again, I just want to flip through the manual so you see everything in the manual. Here's a little description about your multi-reticle. So that's pretty useful. How to install the battery and the battery life. Here is some more detail on the battery installation, so you know exactly how to install that battery. And continue on, again, more on the battery, and then here starts a section on how to mount it on your rifle or whatever firearm you're going to mount it on. Again, here showing you the tension, how to increase or decrease the tension on the QD lever, which is always nice. Again, more installation instructions. Sight operation, which we've already gone over, but again, I'm just showing you the full manual so y'all can take a look at that if you're interested in more detail. How to zero the optic. All of this is pretty self-explanatory. Continue on with zeroing the optic. Here's a good look. They got some decent pictures showing you how to adjust the windage and elevation. And finishing out here, we've got maintenance and care. We'll let you get a good look at that. Your warranty information, so I'll let you take a look at that as well. Here is your customer service number and email. Holosun has excellent customer service. You can call that number and someone will answer the phone in a timely manner, or you can email them. So that's a look at your manual. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video review of this really cool optic from Holosun. It's definitely one of my favorites in the Holosun lineup. I think it's just about as good as the SIG offerings. Fit finish, again, is not quite as high as what you get on the SIG, but it's getting really, really close. So with these new models, the GM and CM versions of the 515 from Holosun, they are really stepping up their game, and definitely a really good optic here. Good option for you guys if you're wanting to save a few bucks versus some of the SIG offerings. Certainly, this is going to be one of my favorite Holosun red dots, along with the 510 series. But once again, this is Neil at Heart of Texas Armory. If y'all guys are interested in any of these red dots you see on my channel, just contact me, Neil at Heart of Texas Armory, or just head over to my website, which is heartoftexasarmory.com, and you can purchase there. But if you have any questions or comments on this optic, feel free to leave them down below in the description, in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer them. Y'all guys take care. I'll catch you on the next one.